Wink Martindale.
Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. Thank you, and welcome to the television version of Trivial Pursuit. Boy, somebody opened the gate and let this group in. This is a good audience today. By the way, years ago, the Ethiopian army used to march into battle to the stirring strains of the St. Louis Blues. Who comes up with all of this? This is very interesting. I question that, but I know they wouldn't lead me astray. We have lots more trivia to cover today, and to help us, we have three good contestants who will be answering questions and competing for a chance to play our bonus game for a fabulous trip to the Big Apple, New York. Here's how we play. Each of our players has a game pie in front of them. The object of our game is to be the first player to light up all 6 colors in their pie. They do that by answering questions from categories that match those colors. It takes 2 questions to fully light up a color. Our round 1 questions are all general trivia, and the categories will be geography, entertainment, history, art and literature, science and nature, and sports and leisure. Our first player is Regina Whitcomb. She's a child care provider in Altadena, California. Regina, you're going to start us off by choosing the first category. After that, I'm going to ask you a question. If you get it right, you'll light up that wedge in your pie. Get it wrong, and either Joe or Cheryl can steal that wedge with the correct answer. What category would you want?
I'd like to start with entertainment, please.
All right, here's your question on entertainment. Katharine Hepburn reportedly says she's never been able to watch her Oscar-winning performance in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? Because it was the final film role of her co-star in that film. Name him.
Spencer Tracy.
Had to be Spencer Tracy. So when you light up that wedge in your pie, let's say aloud to Joe Cornbrook. He's an emergency medical technician from Hollywood, California. Joe, your turn to pick a category.
Okay, I'll take history.
Okay, question. Who became leader of the Mormon Church following the death of the church's founder, Joseph Smith, in 1844?
Brigham Young.
You got it. That takes care of the yellow wedge in your pie. It's Cheryl's turn. Cheryl Toos is a French history student at USC. Cheryl, select please.
Let's try geography.
All right, geography. What Canadian city is home to more French-speaking people than any other city in the world besides Paris?
Montreal.
You got it. Montreal, Canada. Okay, from Cheryl to Regina once again. Select.
Science and nature, please.
All right, and here's your question. What bird is not only the smallest, but also the only one that can fly backwards?
The hummingbird.
Yeah, that cute little hummingbird. I love those little devils. Joe, pick a category.
Art and literature.
All right, here's your question in that category. In mythology, Joe, what chubby-winged cherub shoots arrows at people to make them fall in love?
Arrows.
Yes, or Cupid. Cupid or arrows. All right, Joe, you get that wedge. There's only one category remaining. Cheryl, it belongs to you, and it is sports and leisure.
Okay.
What popular board game uses the street names of Atlantic City, New Jersey?
Monopoly.
Yes. All right, that takes care of all the categories in round 1. That's the end of this round. Before we take a break, though, let's find out a little bit more about our contestants. Regina, you picked up, let's see, 2 wedges in the first round. You know every animal dance from the turkey trot to the funky chicken. How'd you learn all this?
Yes, I do. Well, I collect vintage clothing from the 19th and early 20th century, and one thing led to another, and I started learning the dances.
So when you're dancing these crazy dances, do you wear that vintage clothing?
I do.
Boy, you really must look strange, Regina. Joe, you picked up 2 wedges in the first round, and you teach improvisational theater to elementary school children. That sounds interesting to me.
Yes, it's very interesting. I've been improvising my whole life, so I figured, I could help the kids out with a little something.
And like Regina, do you wear strange clothes? No, you wouldn't do that.
No, I use my imagination for
Right.
that.
Cheryl, you picked up 2 wedges. Now, you learned to speak French through a runaway cat when you were in Paris. Explain that to me.
When I was living in Paris, I had this cat that visited me, and through her I met her owner, a wonderful and very patient woman who spoke absolutely no English, forcing me to become fluent very quickly.
So we have 3 very fluent and very interesting and unusual contestants here. Very smart, too. We'll be back with round 2, where the categories change, but the trivia keeps on coming, so don't go away. Welcome back to Trivial Pursuit, everybody. We're about to start round 2. Everything's tied up. Regina, Joe, and Cheryl, you can't do any better. You're batting 1,000. Everybody's got 2 wedges. Our first set of questions in this round all relate to television. And the categories are classics, sitcoms, drama, kids and games, stars, and wild cards. Also, there are 3 bonus questions in this round where players can earn some cash as well as an extra piece of the pie. Joe, we start with you in this round because you started with Regina last time. Select.
I'll take blue. Classic.
Oh, classic. What did you say?
Blue?
Blue, classic. I was looking for a category called blue, and it was just...
I'm sorry.
You have to lead me by the hand, Joe. In the classic Western Bonanza, the Cartwright Ranch was called the Ponderosa. In what state was it?
Nevada.
Yes, the state of Nevada. Very good. Still a perfect score. Cheryl, select.
Let's try stars.
Stars? All right. I'm glad you didn't say give me green. Hey! You just picked a bonus question. Get this right, Cheryl, and we'll give you a chance to pick up an extra wedge and $100 in cash. But first, let me ask the question. Look at this picture, please. That's Valerie Harper, starring in her hit comedy series of the 70s. What was the title?
Rhoda.
Yes. That takes care of one half of the question. We like that color wedge in your game, and now you have a chance at $100 and another wedge of any color you choose if you can answer this follow-up question. The other woman in that picture played Rhoda's mother. Who was that actress?
Nancy Walker.
Yes, the very funny, affable Nancy Walker. Congratulations, Cheryl. You just won $100. Now tell me what color you'd like to light up on your pie.
Let's pick red.
All right, staying in line with Joe over there. Now let's go back to Regina. Regina, you got to catch up. They're getting ahead of you.
Absolutely. I'm intrigued. Kids and games, please.
Kids and games. Let's try this for a red wedge. What classic 1939 children's film has been shown nationwide on TV every year since 1959?
The Wizard of Oz?
Yes. Keeping pace. Joe?
I'll take sitcom.
Sitcoms it is. What do the Clampetts refer to in their backyard of their mansion as a cement pond on the Beverly Hillbillies?
Pool.
Acceptable? Yes, a swimming pool. Right. That's their cement pond. Cheryl?
Let's try drama.
Drama it is. On which landmark police drama did Sergeant Phil Esterhaus end every roll call with a warning, hey, let's be careful out there?
Still Street Blues?
Yes, that takes care of that yellow wedge. Back to you, Regina, and only one left in this
Wild
round.
card, please.
All right, wild card it is. What long-running TV sitcom has a theme song titled Where Everybody Knows Your Name?
Cheers.
You got it. That's right. Very well done. That's the last of our TV questions. Now, our next set of questions, listen carefully, all relate to a very important year in history, 1968. And the categories are personalities, entertainment, in the news, around the world, sports and leisure, and wild cards. Remember, there are 2 bonus questions left, everybody. Cheryl, it's your turn to pick the first category.
Okay, let's go with in the news.
In the news, here is your... Whoa! And it's another bonus question, Cheryl. Get the first question right, you'll get a chance for an extra wedge and $100. Watch this news clip from the turbulent election campaign of 1968.
I shall not stoop, and I will not accept the nomination of my party for another term as your president.
Cheryl, that was President Johnson dropping out of the race after the surprising New Hampshire primary. What senator surprised him by getting 42% of the vote?
Eugene McCarthy.
Yes, that is correct. So we'll like that wedge in for $100 and an extra wedge. Answer this. What state did McCarthy represent in the U.S. Senate? Oh, sorry, Minnesota. Minnesota, the answer. Well, you didn't get that, but you got the first part, and that's important. All right, Regina, back to you.
Entertainment, please.
Entertainment it is. For a pink wedge, on September 16th, 1968, presidential candidate Richard Nixon made headlines when he uttered what 4 words on Rowan and Martin's laugh in?
Sock it to me.
You got it. Sock it to me. There goes that pink wedge. Back to you, Joe.
I'll take wild card.
Wild card. You never know what's coming up on this one. Jerry Rubin, Abby Hoffman, and 5 others were tried for inciting a riot at the 1968 Democratic National Convention, held in what Midwestern city?
Chicago.
Yes, the Windy City of Chicago. All righty, you have 3 categories left. Cheryl?
Personality.
Personalities it is. For a blue wedge, answer this. In 1968, history was made when what New York Democrat was elected the first black female to serve in Congress?
Shirley Chisholm.
You got it.
Yeah.
Very well done. Regina.
Around the world, please.
Around the world. In October of 1968, former First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy shocked the nation when she married what Greek shipping magnate?
Onassis.
Yes, Aristotle Onassis. You have that wedge. Everybody's doing well. All right, Joe, we are down to the final category in this round, sports and leisure. And lucky for you, it is a bonus question. You'll have a chance for an extra wedge plus $100. But first, answer this. Watch this graceful footage, if you will. That woman won a gold medal for the United States in the 1968 Winter Olympics. What's her name?
I have no idea.
All right, anybody know? Cheryl.
Peggy Fleming.
Yes, you got that green wedge. Very good. And Cheryl, you get the chance for an extra $100 and a wedge of your choosing. These 1968 Winter Games were held in Grenoble. In what country is Grenoble?
France.
Yes, indeed. So you get $100 and the wedge. Where would you like it placed?
The pink, please.
All right, one of the two pink wedges. All right, that's the end of round 2. Let's recap our scores. We got a good game going here with Cheryl in the lead. Regina, you need 6 wedges to win. Joe in the center needs 7. And Cheryl, in round 3, you only need 3 to win. Anything can happen in round 3, and I'll explain it to you right after we take this commercial break.
You're watching Trivial Pursuit with Wink Martindale on the Family Channel. Take a Trivial Pursuit play break with Wink Martindale.
We're counting down now to another exciting Trivial Pursuit play break where you can win terrific prizes. To join in the fun, pick up your phone now and call the number on your screen, 1-900-933-9988, before our call-in countdown reaches 0. It only costs $4.98 to play, and if you've ever wanted to be on a game show, now you can play right from your own home. Call now. It's easy. I'll ask 5 multiple-choice questions. You'll have 10 seconds to answer by pressing the correct number on your touch-tone phone. The caller with the highest score, combining the most correct answers in the shortest amount of time, wins, and will choose one of these great prizes, Randy.
Singer's 5-in-1 Coffee Tea Maker, Sirocco Juvenile Table and Chairs. And today's featured prize, Waverly Wall Covering, designed to beautify and customize your home. You may choose from the Seasons Collection, furnished by Waverly. Today's play break winners will compete against each other later in the day in the playoff for our grand prize of vacation to Belize.
It's a lot of fun, and you can be a winner, and there's still time to call, but don't forget, you do need a touch-tone phone, and you must be at least 18. Well, our call-in countdown is almost over. We'll be back to play our game with you right after this. So let's begin. Your choices are a cappella, acoustic, allegro, al fresco. What is the term for singing without musical accompaniment? The answer, a cappella. Your choices are Gigi, Lily, Fifi, Nana. What was the name of the darling family St. Bernard and Peter Pan? The answer, Nana. Your choices are a locomotive, a steamboat, a stagecoach, a balloon. What did Robert Fulton take successfully from New York to Albany in 1807? The answer, a steamboat. Your choices are $1, $5, $10, $20. What bill is called a sawbuck? The answer, $10. Your choices are Let It Ride, Let It Go, Let It Be, Let It Snow. What was the name of the Beatles' last album? The answer, Let It Be. We'll be announcing the winner in just a few minutes. All of today's winners, by the way, will be competing in our playoff later in the day. Don't forget there are 10 play breaks daily to play and win. I'm Wink Martindale. We'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody. Just applauding our players over here. Welcome back to Trivial Pursuit, everybody. We've come to our third and final round, and once again, we'll be playing our basic categories, the ones from round 1. I'm going to start this round by asking a question to all 3 of you, Regina, Joe, and Cheryl. The first one of you to answer correctly takes control of the game, which means you can keep picking categories and answering questions until you miss one, at which point either of your opponents can jump in and take control of the game away. The first player to fill his pie or her pie wins the game along with $500 and the chance to play our bonus round for an additional $1,000 and a trip to New York. I just came up with a new way of saying bonus. I call it bonus. All right, if you're ready with your hands on your buzzers, this is for control of the game. Players, listen carefully. What Italian city is known as the Eternal City? Cheryl.
Rome.
Yes, Rome is the city. So, Cheryl, you now get to choose a category.
Okay, let's try entertainment, please.
Entertainment. All right, for a pink wedge. What was the only Oscar-winning song originally sung by a cricket?
When You Wish Upon a Star.
You have it. And you need only 2 wedges to win, Cheryl. Select.
Okay. Art and lit.
Art and lit, or literature, if you prefer. What 19th century American poet wrote the classic collection of poetry, Leaves of Grass?
Tennyson.
No. Joe.
Walt Whitman.
Yes, Walt Whitman is the answer. You have that ribbon. All right, Joe, you have won control of the game. Select, please.
I'll take science and nature.
Okay, you'll have control of the game unless you lose. What precious gemstone is the hardest natural substance known to man?
Diamond.
Yes. That's good for the green wedge. Joe, select.
I'll take history.
All right, you need 5 to win. For that yellow wedge, answer this. What is the exact date in history that Franklin Roosevelt calls a date that will live in infamy?
December 7th, 1941.
Yes, the day of the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Joe, you need 4 to win.
I'll take science and nature again.
For science and nature, this question for a green wedge, what measurement of 43,560 square feet was originally the area that a pair of oxen could plow in a day?
What is an acre?
An acre, we don't need the what is. Joe, you need 3 to win. Cheryl needs 2 to win. You're in control. Regina, you're at 6. Joe, select.
Entertainment.
Here it comes. What TV family got its first exposure squeezed between sketches of the Tracy Ullman Show?
The Simpsons.
Yes. Joe, running the board. You need 2 to win. You're still in control, Joe. Select. What's your pleasure?
Geography.
The question on geography, that blue red, in 1997, what colony located at the mouth of the Canton River will see its 99-year British lease expire?
Hong Kong.
Yes. And then there was one. Joe, select, please.
Sports and leisure.
He wants sports and leisure, and if you answer this question correctly, you will probably have the biggest comeback on Trivial Pursuit to date. Here's your question. What French word meaning lightning is given to an oblong cream puff topped with icing?
Napoleon.
No. Cheryl.
Claire.
Eclair is right. You control, and you are tied with Joe. You are only 1 question away. You're tied. Cheryl, you're in control. Pick.
Art and literature.
Art and literature. If you answer this question correctly, I'm sorry, let me just point this out. That sound means we have 1 minute to play in the game. When that minute is up, if no one has completely filled their pie, the player with the most lighted wedges wins. Good luck to all. And Cheryl, again, this to you for the win. What musical instrument did Antonio Stradivari spend his life perfecting for the win?
The violin.
You have the win. So congratulations to you, Cheryl. Well played. You've won the game in $500, and you've also won this very nice prize. Randy West?
Elbros, his and her watches. Styled and timeless elegance. Satin finish bracelets with brilliant link highlights. The ultimate look of luxury. Yours from Elbros International.
Well, I'll tell you, that was some kind of race. Cheryl, you almost took it away from me just like that, and you came back. In a moment, you'll get a chance, Cheryl, at $1,000 and a trip to New York in our Trivial Pursuit Challenge round. And our thanks to Regina and Joe for playing. You don't go away empty-handed because we do have some nice parting gifts for you. And thanks, Joe. You were terrific. And Regina, you played a good game, too. We hope to see you again. We'll be right back with Cheryl to see if she can win that fabulous trip to New York City right after this. We're back with our champion, Cheryl Cruz, today's champ, who is now going to have a chance at $1,000 and a trip to New York, a little spending money when she gets to the Big Apple. Cheryl, I have 6 questions. I have questions in each of the 6 basic categories. I'll ask the first question, get it right, you light up that wedge, win $100, you go on to the next category. Get it wrong, we simply move on to the next category. When we've gone through the first 6 questions, we'll then go back to questions from the categories you missed, if indeed you missed any. Light up all 6 wedges in 45 seconds. You'll get the $1,000 and the trip to New York. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, we put 45 seconds on the clock, and here is your first question. In which South American country is the official language Portuguese?
Brazil.
Yes. What classic children's show debuted in 1955 and was hosted by Jimmy Dodd?
The Mickey Mouse Club.
Yes. What Italian explorer gave his name to the Americas?
Amerigo Vespucci.
Yes. Who composed the Minute Waltz?
Chopin.
Yes. In mathematics, what's the bottom part of a fraction called?
The denominator.
Yes. What motor car from Rolls-Royce has an emblem bearing wings and the letter B?
Bentley.
Yes. You got them all. Boy, I thought you were going to have some trouble with that one.
I don't know where I got that one.
I don't know what you're driving, but is it a Bentley? Do you have a Bentley out in the parking lot?
No, it's
Not
a Toyota.
yet. Well, you won a trip to New York, and here's Randy to tell you about what that includes, Randy.
Cheryl, you've won an adventure-filled week in the Big Apple at New York's Algonquin Hotel. Since 1902, this is the world-famous literary and theatrical wits have called it home, steeped in history with service and value that is strictly today. Furnished by the Algonquin Hotel. Congratulations!
Oh, boy. Have you been to New York before?
No.
First trip, huh?
Yep.
Something to look forward to. By the way, you had, just for your information, 13 seconds left. You got 6 in a row. That doesn't happen very often around here. You're very special. We'll be back in a minute to sum up Cheryl's winnings. Don't go away. She is so proud of herself, she can hardly stand it. She's going to go out and buy a Bentley with that $1,000. However, you may need a little loan to go with that.
Yeah,
You're studying on your PhD at USC. What subject?
I'm studying French history. I'm looking at a movement that's trying to encourage women to have more children.
Well, terrific. Good luck in that endeavor. You got the trip, $700 for winning the game, $1,000 for winning the trivia challenge. Maybe that $1,000 will help you with the PhD at
Yes,
USC.
it will.
You won a grand total, cash and prizes, over $4,000. You've been one of our best players on Trivial Pursuit, and our congratulations,
Thank you
Cheryl.
so much.
Okay. We hope you had fun playing Trivial Pursuit with us. Please join us again. I'm Wayne Parsondale. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Some of our participants may receive the following. Carpet One, America's largest carpet retailer, featuring luxurious good-as-gold wall-to-wall carpeting furnished by Carpet One. And the contemporary good looks of Intellectron's motion detector security light. In designer white provides energy-saving convenience and high-tech security to any home furnished by Intellectron. And a home library of reference books, including the new revised 10th edition of Merriam-Webster's Collegiate Dictionary. It's America's voice of authority, furnished by Merriam-Webster. And DeLonghi's fine quality espresso cappuccino makers. Stylish Italian design automatically controls proper balance, and it's easy to use. A coffee lover's delight from DeLonghi. And Zico's Force 959 high-performance racer with scale speeds up to 200 miles an hour. Includes extra set of off-road tires, battery pack, and charger, furnished by Nico.
There's great shooting action Saturdays beginning at high noon on the Wild Wild West. Don't miss a full day of classic Western adventure right here on the Family Channel. Up now, high stakes, fun and games with the $100,000 Name That Tune next.